Alright guys, this is the cast iron kid out here doing a scout, looking for some morel mushrooms, some fungus, some sheds, and I'm out here with Willow, and she's my 10-month-old golden retriever, so you'll be seeing some more of her. Anyway, I'm doing a review today on the Pathfinder Haversack. I've got this for about a year ago, and I wasn't sure about buying it right away, so I did some research, looked at for some other ones. After I looked and looked and looked, I finally realized that this was the right one. So I went out there and just bought it, and now, once again, as everything goes, once you buy it, then you forget about the price and you just use it. So I'm going to go through here and show you what I have on here. It's not that heavy, it's not that bulky as you can tell, but it's just really easy to carry, and yes, it's easier than a backpack and putting everything in your pockets. So first of all, I always carry a knife, and today I have my Jeff White knife that it's on my hip with a dangler, but I'll cover that in a later video. So let's begin. First of all, what I do is when I come out, I like to make sure I have some water, just not for myself, also for Willow, but I didn't want to carry a big container that once you use it, the container's there and it's always going to be that size. So what I like to use is I like to use a platypus. A platypus is a collapsible container of water, so as I'm drinking it, as Willow's drinking it, we can collapse this down into nothing and then just put it back in the pack. If I need to refill it with boiled water, I can. It's really durable, it's really thick, so I use that. Second thing is I have on a paracord attachment is a whistle plus a striker for a ferro rod. And I have a ferro rod on my knife, but I also have, just in case something happens, that I need to use this versus my knife. I like this, it's very sharp, it's very great, gives great sparks. The next part of my kit is my cutting bag, my cutting tools. One tool that I have is the old hickory knife, and I got this from online, and then I also got the sheath online, and these both got from the Pathfinder school. So I like this, it fits well inside of it, it's not coming out, it has a great belt loop, has a great leather sheath that comes with it, very comfortable looking, very comfortable to the hand. It's a gorgeous knife. Very simple, very inexpensive. Second thing I have, I think everyone knows what these are. These are the Baco Laplander hand saws. Can't say enough great things about these things. I won't insult you by telling you anything more about that you haven't heard. So that is my cutting tool bag. Next thing I pull out of here is the fat wood. I put the fat wood also in the bag here, and this has about 5 or 6 pieces. Actually, I got this at Home Depot, and I picked up a bag for $5 or $6, probably a 5-pound bag of fat wood, and I used it for a year. I really like it. I give a lot of it away, and it works great. In fact, I started a fire last night with just one piece of fat wood. The next thing I have is cordage. I have plenty of cordage in here. In fact, I have 3 spools of 25 feet of the bank line. Then I have some spools of smaller pieces that I'll use for whatever the situation is. So it's just, once again, I know that this is my bag for my cordage if I need to make a tarp setup or need to put some poles together. Easy bag, easy storage. Next thing I have is my pot. Now a lot of people have different pots, and which is great, but I have a 10-centimeter zebra pot. What I did is I also took the bail off of it and put on a wire bail. You can see that from one of my earlier videos. And what this does is it allows me to pull this off easier than with the other bail. The other thing it does is it allows me to collapse this a lot smaller, to have a smaller profile. So whatever profile the pot has, that's what I have. Inside of it, I have a collapsible, foldable titanium spork. I like to use these. Yes, it's not the best thing in the world. You can find other things out there, but for collapse inside of a 10-centimeter pot, it's pretty good. Then for the lid, what I did is I put some holes in it. So now I can use this as a strainer, or as a steamer, or I can still use it to collect berries. I can still eat out of it and things like this. And then I have the pot to boil water to replenish my platypus if I need that. And everything packs in there nicely. as I'm going out for a scout, I could even put some foodstuffs inside there also. So that sets up really nicely. And the last thing I have is a pouch which just is all my fire stuff. Now I have the Hudson Bay tobacco tin, which everyone's seen with the magnifying glass in it, so that's one way of starting a fire. The other cool thing that I saw this from Dave Canterbury is that what I've done is I put a piece of cardboard, thin sliced cardboard underneath it to protect the magnifying glass. I can pop that out and still use the magnifying glass. Thought that was really cool, kind of a neat addition. Then I have a piece of flint and steel in here, and with this piece of flint and steel I can make any fire anytime basically, and as everyone knows, you need to own a task, and I have owned a task. Inside here I have some char cotton material, but I also have the lamp wick. The lamp wick is really cool, and I saw this idea and I thought, hey, this is even better than this because this is easier to use. I can use the magnifying glass, it stays in one piece, it actually burns longer. But then, as things continue to evolve, I found, once again, Dave Canterbury, I follow his videos all the time. He just uses a piece of lamp wick and chars the edges of it. So what you do is you get that char going, you put that into your tinder bundle, your bird nest, you can start blowing that into life, and when you're done, you pull this out, you stamp that out, and you have the rest of it. Versus trying to use a piece of char cloth and that'd be gone, or a piece of lamp wick. Once you use that, I'd probably cut this in half, that would be gone. So I thought this was a great way to extend a resource instead of just using it all at one time. So inside here once again is my flint and steel, and then the cardboard protects from the being scraped up. The other thing I have in here is a ferro rod, and this is a 5-inch long ferro rod that's a 1/2 inch in diameter, and what I've done is I've duct taped a bunch of tape around it with a paracord and a striker. And this way I always have the striker, I always have the paracord. It's kind of heavy. It works great, and I can start fires with that. One of the biggest things I always had to worry about when starting fires was how I'm going to do it not in a dry, calm situation, but what happens if I have wet wood. I didn't want to go out there and get the Surefire, so I made my own little Surefire. Tin foil, cotton ball, and Vaseline. And what happens is that when you mix it all together and then you pull it apart and you put it back together and you light it, the tin foil acts as almost like a wick, and it stays burning for about 5 minutes. It's really cool, works in any conditions, wet wood, wet conditions, rain, wind. I highly recommend that you do that. I got about five of those inside here. So this is my fire kit. And the last thing I want to show you is the flap. I think it was Sarge that was out there showed me about the Velcro to keep it together. So inside there, I go to a park a lot of times and go for hiking and stuff, so I can have a map of the park. I have some paper towels in case I need to wipe up or take care of any personal business. And then also what I've done is I have this piece of canvas that I can just put down, and it's a good clean working surface that I'll wash up and take care of. I even hem the edges for that. So that's inside there. So this is my haversack. Once again, it's smaller than a backpack and it's a little easier to carry. It's sort of like a man purse, but you get for what it's a good use. You can use it well. So I put my pot in first. Next, I put my fire kit in on the bottom. My fat wood on the side, and my knife and cutting is on the other side. And my cordage, and then last is my platypus water bottle. And then inside I put my whistle and my striker. So as you can tell, this folds up really nice, easy to use, easy to carry around on any scout. So once again, this is Cast Iron Kid signing off. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them on the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day. Bye-bye.